Picture this, the final practice session before the start of a pivotal season, a locker room buzzing with excitement and uncertainty, and key players making appearances that raise as many questions as they answer. That's exactly where the San Francisco 49ers are right now, with mandatory minicamp starting in June 2025. The air is thick with anticipation, not just about who will make it onto the field, but who won't and why. But rest assured, I'll be sure to tell you everything that's been going on behind the scenes, so be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! One of the most scrutinized figures in this drama, Brandon Aiyuk. Yes, he showed up. Yes, he ran, but he wasn't in full team gear, and he only ran fake routes at 10 to 20% speed. And while that may seem insignificant to some, to Niners fans and insiders, it's a symbol that he's trying, making progress, but still far from game ready. And considering he tore 3 knee ligaments in Week 7 of last season, his mere presence is news. The comparison game is relentless. Some are looking at players like Stefon Diggs, wondering why he's further along in recovery after an ACL tear. But Aiyuk's injury was more severe. Not just 1 ligament, 3. Still, the fact that he's showing up, engaging with teammates, even participating in some light drills, says a lot about his dedication. Kyle Shanahan was quick to temper expectations, confirming Aiyuk won't be ready for training camp. That was never the plan. This is all about slow, steady progress and showing the team he's still in the fight. But he's not the only one on the mend. Malik Mustafa, Curtis Robinson, and rookie quarterback Curtis Rourke are also recovering from ACL injuries and won't be ready for training camp. The depth chart already feels the strain, especially on the defensive end, where depth is critical and injuries can turn a season on its head. Then there's Ricky Pearsall. Official word from Shanahan? He's healthy enough to be on the field but is being held back to ensure full readiness for training camp. That sounds strategic, right? But look a little closer. This is a player who's battled back-to-back hamstring issues. Last year he had a gunshot wound. This offseason? Another hamstring setback. And here's the concern, he's not just missing practice, he's missing crucial reps to build chemistry with Brock Purdy. He's got the skill set, great route runner, reliable hands, and deceptive play strength. But all that potential is meaningless if he can't stay healthy. Pearsall isn't the only wideout facing scrutiny. Jawan Jennings, Alfred Collins, Mike Williams, Andre Dillard, Jair Brown, George Odom, and Yaya Diaby, all listed with minor injuries, are expected to be back for training camp. Collins, notably, hasn't practiced since being drafted in the 2nd round. For fans eagerly awaiting a revamped defensive line, the fact that they haven't even seen him on the field yet is unsettling. And what about the kicking game? Jake Moody is back, tweaking his form and adjusting his pre-kick routine. Gone are the 3 steps back and 2 to the side. Now, 2 back, slight shift in alignment, then a kick. The result? He went 6-4-7 in minicamp, missing only from 36 yards. On the surface, that looks promising. But Moody's struggles aren't physical, they're mental. And until he nails kicks under real game pressure, questions will linger. Let's pivot to the heart of the team, Trent Williams and Nick Bosa. Both were present at OTAs and now at minicamp. Williams, set to turn 37 next month, made headlines with a bold declaration he could play until 41. For a man who hasn't participated in OTAs in a decade, his renewed presence is a statement. He called this year's rookie class full of steals and sees real potential for multiple starters to emerge on the defensive side. That's no small praise coming from a future Hall of Famer. He wasn't the only one talking. Williams also praised Brock Purdy, calling him the epitome of a Cinderella story and predicting big things ahead. It's a strong endorsement from one of the team's elder statesmen, especially after a rough 6-11 season in 2024. Kyle Shanahan addressed the Bryce Huff trade, and he didn't hold back. He sees Huff as the next D. Ford, a true edge presence that forces offenses to shift focus away from Bosa. Huff, who racked up 10 sacks and 67 pressures in 2023, could be the key to reigniting a pass rush that's lacked bite. Shanahan envisions a front loaded with speed and aggression. With names like Mikael Williams, Alfred Collins, C.J. West, and Huff all crashing the pocket, opposing quarterbacks might not sleep easy this season. Jacob Cowing is one to watch. Shanahan called him one of the hardest working players this offseason, and it's showing. He's got that 4.4 speed, but more importantly, he's translating it into performance. Combine that with other speedsters like Jordan Watkins and Isaac Rendo, and the Niners could field one of their fastest offensive units in years. Brock Purdy threw a couple of picks in minicamp, but don't panic. Shanahan even said, if you never throw a pick in practice, you're not getting better. It's about testing limits, throwing into tight windows, and pushing the envelope. Purdy has never been an elite practice player. He shines when the lights are on, when it's real. So the interceptions? They're part of the plan. Now I want to hear from you, the faithful. What do you think about Brandon Aiyuk's recovery? Is Ricky Pearsall becoming a liability or just unlucky? And will Bryce Huff finally give this defense the edge it's been missing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And just when you thought the headlines might cool down, there's one more subplot unfolding that's keeping everyone on their toes, the battle for roster spots, especially among the young wide receivers. Jacob Cowing, Jordan Watkins, Demarcus Robinson, these guys aren't just fast, they're hungry. Shanahan's comments about Cowing weren't just throwaway praise. He emphasized that Jacob was among the hardest workers this offseason. And in a wide receiver room that's suddenly crowded with potential and plagued by injuries, every rep matters. That hunger is showing up on the practice field, and it's going to create real pressure on veterans and rookies alike come training camp. We can't overlook the contrast this team is showing compared to last year's 6-11 collapse. The urgency is palpable. From Trent Williams participating in OTAs for the first time in a decade to Brock Purdy pushing boundaries in practice, this isn't just a team going through the motions. It's a group that knows time is running out to capitalize on its championship window. And speaking of windows, Bryce Huff may be the single biggest addition that changes everything. His explosiveness off the edge, his ability to bend, disrupt, and collapse the pocket, it's not just a schematic improvement. It could be the key to unlocking Bosa again. For too long, Bosa's been double-teamed, chipped, and left to do too much alone. Huff changes that equation. And with Mikael Williams and Alfred Collins in the fold, even if not yet fully healthy, you start to see the makings of a front seven that could dominate. All this brings us to a bigger question. How ready is this team to rebound? With injuries slowly healing, new rookies flashing potential, and a chip on their shoulder from last season, this squad feels like it's gearing up for something more than just another playoff push. The leadership is there. The urgency is there. Now it's all about staying healthy, building chemistry, and letting these battles unfold at training camp. But now I want to hear from you, the faithful. Out of all these storylines, Aiyuk's slow but steady recovery, the rise of Cowing, the potential of Huff, or even the kicker drama with Jake Moody, which one are you watching closest? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Go Niners!